To New York now, and plaintiffs in a lawsuit are challenging a policy allowing police to stop and search people suspected of a crime. Many residents claim millions of men have been illegally stopped due to their race. But supporters say the tactics have stopped reduced violent crime in the city. Karina Huber has more.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
For weeks, a coalition of activists has been gathering outside a New York City courthouse to protest the city's stop and frisk policy, which they accuse of being discriminatory and unconstitutional.
But let's hear about...
They are also there in support of a class action suit filed by the Center for Constitutional Rights on behalf of 4 men of color who claim they were repeatedly stopped and frisked without probable cause.
The problem with stop and frisk, as it is being practiced in the city of New York, is that this reasonable suspicion, the threshold of reasonable suspicion is not being met.
The Fourth Amendment to the Constitution protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. More than half of those stopped were accused of furtive movements. But the criteria for being furtive are too vague, says Dickerson. Another problem, she says, is that the policy disproportionately targets African Americans and Latinos.
Supporters of the policy say stop and frisk is an effective crime-fighting tool and saves lives. The police commissioner says more than 8,000 illegal guns have been seized because of the policy over the past decade. And the reason why minorities are overwhelmingly targeted is because most of the crime occurs in their communities.
But opponents say the stops are excessive. They have increased by 14% over the past 2 years and 600% from a decade ago.
We hear about people who've stopped having Thanksgiving in their home because it's so hard for young men to come visit them because they're stopped so often.
Critics like Joanna Steinberg at the NAACP Legal Defense Fund say they aren't against the policy, but they want reform.
The problem is not that you are stopping people to investigate crime. We want police to be fair and to be effective and to be respectful and to abide by the Constitution.
The class action suit isn't seeking any monetary damages, nor does it seek to get rid of stop and frisk. What the plaintiffs want is proper training of police officers, an independent monitor to overlook the program, and more interaction with minority communities on how best to implement changes. Karina Huber, CCTV, New York.